Hello everyone, so I'm here today to do a tag video. I don't do tag videos very often, mostly because I don't really get tagged in a lot of them, but also I have so much other content to make, tag videos fall by the wayside. But I saw Amber F doing a video today actually. I'm pre-filming this, so this was a few weeks ago when you're seeing this now. But I saw her doing a tag called the Panning Pro tag, and while I don't think I'm a pro at panning at all, I'm pretty new still, I am really interested in it and I thought this would be a really fun tag to do, so I'm just gonna do it. The tag has 10 questions and was originally created by a woman named Jacqueline. I'll link her channel down below as well as Amber F's video so you can go and check those out, but I'll just jump straight in. The first question is, how did you learn about project panning and what was your first impression? I can't remember how I learned about project panning. I feel like I've known about project panning for about as long as I've been making beauty videos, or as long as I've been watching beauty videos, which has been since about 2012, so quite a few years now. But my first impression was always that they were never very successful. So the people that I originally saw project panning were like the bigger YouTubers, the bigger beauty creators, who would do it just kind of as a side thing and never quite reach their goal because they were never quite in it to win it, if that makes any sense. So I tried a few when I was just starting out making videos, and I just never quite got there. I never stuck to my rules. I never really completed the challenges. So that was my first impression of the community. It has since changed drastically, but that's what I thought when I started. What's the hardest thing you've panned and the easiest? Probably the hardest things I have panned have been lip products, mostly because I just really have a lot of them and I like mixing it up. I like wearing different things. So over the summer I did a finish 6 over summer or something like that, and I had 6 or 7 lip products that I wanted to finish or finish half of over the summer, and I had such high expectations and I really didn't complete that challenge very well. I got very sick of the things that I had chosen. I decided I was going to challenge myself and it was just really unrealistic. So I typically find lip products really difficult, except for lip glosses. Lip glosses are easy. It's more lipsticks and liquid lipsticks, really difficult. The easiest things for me to pan are probably lip glosses because I like the feeling of them on my lips. I don't mind having a bit of stick on my lips, and I just reapply them like crazy. I carry them around in my pocket, reapply them all the time, and I just work my way through them really easily. I also find setting powders really easy to finish. Not in comparison like how everyone else finishes them. I feel like everyone moves through them so much faster than me, but they are something that I move through relatively quickly in comparison to the rest of the products that I'm panning. Number 3 is, have you attempted a Pan That Palette challenge? Why or why not? I'm currently attempting a Pan That Palette challenge for the year of 2016. I'm hoping to hit pan in every shade of the Balm's Balm's Eye palette. I am finding it really difficult. I just thought I would be moving through the shadows so much faster than I am, and I can already tell that I've set myself up for a really hard last 6 months because there are some pretty colorful shadows in the palette, and in order to make it easy for myself to start out, I have been panning the neutrals first, and I know that that's a mistake. I can already tell that that's a mistake, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. If you'd like, I can link some videos down below for you to check that out, otherwise just search them on my channel. Number 4 is, has panning affected your makeup buying habits? If yes, how? Definitely, 100% absolutely has, especially for face products. Things like highlighters, blushes, bronzers, face powders, I don't want to buy them like ever again because I know how long it takes to finish them. Like I'll pick up a new blush and I'll be like, oh, what a pretty color, that's so nice, and then I think you have at least 12 blushes at home and you're not going to finish them. You're nowhere near hitting pan. Like, that really stops me from picking things up just because I know it's going to add like 6 months to my beauty collection, if that makes sense. It's not one extra product, it's 6 months of time, and that really stops me in my tracks. But also I've gotten really comparative about product pan sizes. So if I'm debating between like a palette or something, or between 2 different products, like 2 different lip glosses or something like that, I now always compare product size, like the amount of grams or the amount of ounces, because not only does that help me tell me the value of the product, but it also like really indicates to me how long it's going to take to finish, and I just find that really interesting. So I guess in a sense it's added more information to the way that I shop, and I've become a little bit more critical of the information specifically about the products, the product size, the longevity of how long it will take me to finish or how long it'll last before it goes off, those kind of things. Number 5 is, what do you plan on panning next? I'm currently doing 3 projects. I'm doing the Pan That Palette Challenge, the Project Use It Up, and a Project Pan Roulette. So I'm moving through quite a few products pretty regularly and obviously adding a lot of things to new projects. I'm also unofficially participating in Meg's Makeup 8 Finish 24 by the 4th. I don't want to make videos about it because I think it's a lot of products and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go with it, but I have made a list on my phone of makeup and skincare products that I want to finish up by the 4th of July. So that's what I'm pretty much focusing on right now, but I am also working on 3 other projects right now as well. In terms of actual products, I'm very much focusing on lip products. I set my goal this year of finishing 10 lip products, and I think I've only finished 2 or 3 so far, and it's the end of March now, so I really need to get a move on with those lip products. Question 6 is, where do you get your project panning motivation and inspiration? I get it from watching people on YouTube. I see people finish lip products, especially Pretty Pistol 86 or Cherish. Watching her pan lip products and nail polishes is one of the most inspiring things to me. She moves through them so quickly and I'm always in complete awe with her. Also, Charlie, I can't remember her YouTube channel name, but I'll link her down below, as well as everyone else I've mentioned. Watching her pan eyeshadows and highlights is like nothing else. I have no idea how she moves through that stuff so quickly, but it is so much fun to watch. And just finishing things, I guess, is my main motivation. When you finish something, there's nothing quite like that feeling, and it keeps me going to want to finish up more things and fall in love with more things that I already have. 7 is, what is your favorite thing about the project panning community? I think it's the fact that everyone is so supportive of each other and so willing to watch each other and leave a really kind comment or suggestion. I love that people are constantly thinking up new ideas of what to finish, how to finish it, how to use something more than one way, and just constantly sharing that information with each other. I love that we get to talk to each other about the nitty-gritty bits and details about like high-end things versus low-end things, the difference in price, difference in quality, difference in pan sizes, and just getting really in-depth about products. I find that very interesting. I love hoarding knowledge about products, and I find project panning is a really good way to hoard that knowledge without also encouraging me to hoard physical products. I like being able to talk to people about this kind of thing, and people who feel the same way about products as I do, and people who have the same insecurities and guilt about their makeup collection is not awesome, but does feel really reassuring to know that you're not the only one who feels that way. Number 8 is, if you're currently project panning, what is the product giving you the most trouble? Easily my NARS bronzer in my Paloma Duo. The highlight shade, Hit Pan in that, not a problem, could probably finish it this year. The bronzer on the other side I use every single day and looks brand new, like hardly looks like I've scratched the surface. It also gets hard pan really quickly, so I need to scrape it off pretty often, but I'm easily not going to finish that in my Project Pan Roulette, and I can see that. I probably won't finish it this year. I think it will take like 2 years or so to finish up that product, so that's definitely the one giving me the most trouble right now. Number 9 is how long do you see yourself project panning, and do you plan on stopping at any point? I have this conversation with myself a lot, mostly because I fluctuate between thinking I have too much makeup and thinking I don't really care how much makeup that I have, because makeup is something that I love collecting and it's something that I get a lot of joy out of, and sometimes I just want to get something new. Like sometimes I just want a new highlighter even though I have 7, sometimes I just want a new lipstick even though I've got 30. Like that kind of thing. Sometimes I just want to collect new things, and I don't see a problem with that as long as I'm not putting myself into debt or hurting anyone in the process. But at the same time, I don't like being wasteful, and I don't like having a lot of products that I'm not using or that I don't like. So I enjoy project panning not just to move through the products and get them out of my collection. I don't declutter all that much just because I like the stuff that I have, and I project pan so that I can get a lot of use out of it, so that I can love it, so that I can just have a bit of time with my products instead of using them once, putting them in a drawer, buying something new. So I can't see myself ever not project panning, just because I find it's a really good way for me to focus on the products that I have, and remind myself not to buy more. That being said, I'm not really working towards a goal. I know I do inventory updates, but I mean, those are idealized numbers, and I'm not like actually very actively working towards those, because it's more important to me the products that I have and whether or not I love them, and not so much how many I have per se. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's pretty confusing how I think about it, but it's kind of like I project pan to love the things I have, not to get less of them, if that makes any sense. So I do it because I love the experience, which means I'll probably keep doing it forever. If I do ever stop, it's because maybe I've like phased out of my beauty collection love. I don't know, maybe I'll stop loving makeup in the future. I don't really know why I would stop, but maybe. Number 10 is, would you recommend project panning to anyone, and how would you explain it? That's a really interesting question, because a lot of people know that I'm a YouTuber and a blogger, but when they ask me what I do, I usually just say beauty. I don't really explain the specifics. Like, trying to explain what an empties video is to someone who does not collect their trash is a bit weird, but I think it's one of those things that you have to jump into before you're going to understand. I think, especially for me, I thought project panning was a bit odd before I started doing it myself, and I fell in love with it. Things like right now I'm currently falling in love with the planning community and stickering in the Erin Condren Life Planner. From the outside, I thought that was crazy. I thought everyone who did that was absolutely insane, but now that I do it myself, I see the love in it. Yes, I would recommend project panning to people if they're frustrated or bored with their collections, or if they feel like they have a problem with buying too many things too often. I think project panning is a great way to redirect your love for makeup into the things you already own instead of accumulating more. I would also recommend it to people who think they have too much and just want to downsize, because it can be really hard getting rid of products if you've not used them, or if you don't know if you like them or things like that. It can be really hard to let go of that money that you've spent on them. So project panning is a great way of getting use out of products and falling in love with them or falling out of love with them, and helping you work through your collection. Explaining it to people is a bit more difficult, because I think you need to understand the mentality behind makeup collectors and the weird intermingling of a love affair and the joy of it, and also the fact that you feel a lot of guilt and shame sometimes because it's not a respected hobby, and it's not a respected love, and a lot of people think you're shallow and silly for having a lot of makeup or for being really interested in makeup, and that's a very difficult thing to explain to people who don't love something that they're not allowed to. So yeah, like I said, I think you kind of have to have a curiosity for it, and I think you have to jump in by yourself, because you're gonna think it's weird. Like, if someone sits down and explains to you, I film myself once a month finishing products, like, someone's gonna think you're crazy, because it is a bit weird, but it's something we love doing, and I think people join our community all the time, so it's obviously something that resonates with a lot of people. So there you go, those are my very jumbled and mumbled explanations and answers to the Panning Pro tag. If you're interested in doing this tag, just do it. It'll be great. I'll try and link as many people as I've mentioned in the video down below, but otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.